The importance of water to human life cannot be overemphasized, as water plays a great role in digestion, assimilation, and other metabolic activities in the human body system. Apart from the metabolic process, man has also used water for agricultural activities such as farming, fishing, construction, and irrigation, to mention but a few. Humanity is blessed with this all-important God-given resource, especially countries located within the sub-Saharan and the temperate regions. One of such countries is Nigeria. Nigeria is endowed with so many water sources. Research has, however, shown that many natural water bodies are not potable or drinkable, as most natural water bodies contain some gaseous substances and chemicals that, if not purified or treated properly, are injurious to human health. Therefore, the need to ensure water is safe for drinking for all. In many countries of the world, especially the developed nations, it is the responsibility of government authority to ensure water safety for her citizens as its social contract with the people. Many communities in Nigeria face water scarcity due to the failure of government authority at all levels. One of such communities is Suleja. Suleja is just about 20 minutes drive from Abuja, the Nigeria's federal capital. As a result, the people depend on unsafe sources of water to carry out their daily activities. We saw it wise to visit Suleja local government area in Niger State to see for ourselves how the people cope with water scarcity and its effects on them. Please be my guest. Suleja is one of the local government councils in Niger State of Nigeria, with elected chairman and about 18 councillors saddled with the role of administration. Local government councils in Nigeria constitutionally are responsible for development projects and the provision of basic social amenities as well as others. Traditionally, Suleja is overseen by the Suleja Emirate Council. The present Emirate Council is made up of 4 Koro chiefdoms that pay allegiance to the Fulani Hausa Zozo Emirate in the Zozo Kingdom of Zaria in Kaduna State. The Suleja Emirate Council is headed by Alhaji Awal Ibrahim, who came to power as the Emir of Suleja, or the Sarakin Zozo Suleja, in 1993. Niger State, also known as the Power State, is called a Power State due to the presence of 3 hydropower stations or dams situated in Kenji, Nubusa, Jeba, and Shiroro in Mina. The dams generate over 70% of Nigeria's electricity due to its volume of water they boast of. Besides these 3 dams, Suleja borders Abuja, whose source of water is derived from Gurara Dam in Kaduna State. All things being equal, Niger State, especially Suleja, should be the least to suffer water scarcity considering its nearness to Abuja. None for its hydropower. Ironically, none for its hydropower stations. Niger State still suffers water scarcity. On our way, we stopped at Polasa, Raffin saying Suleja local government of Niger State. The people here are predominantly petty traders with a microscopic few civil servants and private workers who either work here. A microphone cut up with Samaila Ojoma, a resident of the area, who collaborated the prevalence of water scarcity in the area.
This place is called Polasa, Raffin Suleja local government area. We are residents here. Water has been a problem to us, but thank God, some few individuals sunk borehole There is no government borehole. There is no government source of water, but individually in their respective houses, they suck borehole.
For those who cannot afford the cost of drilling boreholes, what then becomes their fate? Samaila Ojoma is still on hand.
And for those of us who cannot afford, putting out, sucking a borehole like them, we go to them, our family go to them, they buy in buckets. From maybe you are lucky to have a neighbor that is selling water, you buy water from him. Yes, borehole is the major source of our drinking water here in this environment.
Our second guest, Gabriel Titus, lamented the prolonged absence of pipe-borne water in the area. Titus also decried the danger of a source of water in the area.
No pipe-borne water, because we discovered the kind of water you see around is this local borehole. See this local borehole and the rest. And because of the kind of the hazard around, discover that even the water people get are contaminated waters. So you don't really have a good water here as such, apart from the chemical water known as pure water. I don't think there is any good means of purifying water here, which has been a major challenge to people's health. Presently, as I'm talking to you, I just gave money to my boy to go and get water from what the popular borehole they call tuka-tuka, known for 10 naira per 20-liter rubber. You see, which is not too good. We can only use that water for bathing or maybe cooking. It is not too healthy for drinking. Yeah.
For Mrs. Joy, a teller who runs a tailoring shop in Raffin, Suleja, also decried the high cost of buying water on daily basis, considering the fact that they are mostly petty traders who struggle to feed their families and send their children to school. Mrs. Joy has an advice for the governments.
In a day, 200. In a week, almost 1,000. Actually, we don't really know, but all we know is that it's from borehole and they do supply us. Yeah. And government should do something by bringing borehole free of charge. If we go and fetch free of charge, and the water will be neat.
One thing is certain, that the people of Raffin in Suleja local government of Niger State, a state known as the power state, lack access to not just potable water, but water in general. Another fact that has also been established is that the residents in this area depend on water sellers for their water. We sought the opinion of the people to know how reliable or safe the source of their water they buy.
We are living by the mercy of God, because if you check around, the water they are even bringing, you wouldn't tell whether the water is even directly from the borehole or maybe it is even from a tank, of which the tank might be contaminated. And of course, you agree with me that a contaminated water is not good for one's health. So, in a nutshell, the water cannot hopefully be said is pure.
So even me in my home, sometimes it is a surprise thing. I always ask my family, are you sure that this water is a clean water? Because sometimes when you pour the water into the borehole, you find some particles, like small sand.
But we don't drink that borehole even though, because the can that they use, we don't know how clean it is. So usually what we bought from them is to wash, to bathe, and the rest of them. But our drinking water, it depends on your financial strength. Some people could use pure water. Some people could also use dispenser water, and some people could also use the well water. Yeah.
In the last 1 year, many jobs have been lost. Businesses are folding up, and the cost of transportation is on the increase in Nigeria as a result of the economic recession facing the country, with little or no solution on how to fix the problems and get government business back on track again. Nigerians are groaning in an untold hardship, and for the people of Raffin, Suleja, how do they cope with the cost of buying water in the face of economic recession, and how much an average household spends on water on daily basis?
Weekly, I will spend not less than 5,000 naira, or let's say averagely 3,000 naira, because we have to really manage the water very well in a week. And if you check it, that 3,000 naira averagely in a week, if you check it by 4 weeks, that is 12,000 naira. So that's what we spend. So if you check it by 4 weeks, that's a month, or 5 weeks, it will give you 12 to 15,000 naira, what you're spending in water.
Well, approximately, because at times I spend more and at times it's less, depending on the activities that involves water for me on that particular week. But approximately, averagely I spend, let's say, not less than 200 to 300 naira every week for water.
In my own house, I use a drum of water a day. A bucket of water costs 10 naira. And in a drum, you have about, let me say, how many jerrycan? 10 jerrycan. 10 jerrycan make a drum. And that is about 200 naira. 200 naira will give you, you can manage it for a whole day. Every day you spend 200 naira.
In a week you spend
1,000.
In a week, at least, if you buy it constantly for 1 week, you spend like 1,002, sometimes 1,500, because sometimes Meroa will say, instead of 20 naira, they will say it's 30 naira, that there's no water, that water is scarce, something like that.
The residents of Raffin are unanimous in their calls to the governments of Niger State and Nigeria in general on what the government should do to fight water problem in a country with so much water abundance.
The only solution is that if the local government, I believe, they're supposed to give us, water, electricity. You see, so those are their own responsibility. But they did not. We don't have. Wari people owns here. Maybe because the majority residents are strangers, see, that build their houses and they are living with the indigenous. So that's how we are. They can sunk borehole, they become a public tap. Everybody go there and fetch water without paying. You see, it's only government that can do that.
Yes, the solution to this menace is the government will have to do something, that is one, and they can start by maybe creating a borehole first if they feel the cost involved in passing pipes to people's environments will be high. So they can start by giving boreholes, because I know if the government is involved, the borehole can also give out a purified water, which should be very, very good to one's health.
The government can help us by providing that social amenities, because water is their responsibility to produce that, to give us that water as our own privilege after voting them in. Because before voting them in, they promised they will bring light, they bring water, good road, but at the end of the day, we don't see it. So government can help us by giving us those amenities like that, this water in particular, then we'll be happy. We'll be happy in short.
Aware of water problem, recently, the federal government of Nigeria launched a Save Water project known as Expanded Water Supply, Sanitation and Hygiene, popularly called PWASH, to expand safe water access to all.
It is now my pleasure and a singular honor to launch the partnership for expanded water supply, sanitation and hygiene, PWASH, for smooth implementation to the glory of God and the benefit of our people.
That was the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. launching the National Expanded Water Supply, Sanitation and Hygiene in Abuja to other stakeholders and global partners in the water sector. The Vice President says the project will provide access to universal water supply.
It is expected that the implementation of PWASH will help to attain our targets of increased rural water supply and sanitation and improve public health, as well as expected positive impact on economic growth and human development.
Osinbajo encouraged stakeholders to key into the water projects to ensure access to safe water. Adamu Suleja is the Nigerian Minister of Water Resources. He spoke on the benefits of the projects.
The PWASH program is a 15-year program that is divided into 3 phases. Phase 1, covering the period 2016 to 2018, is the preparation period that is devoted to sustained advocacy, mobilization, and project takeoff. Phase 2 will span 2019 to 2025 with substantial increase in project delivery, while Phase 3 from 2026 to 2030 will consolidate the program implementation. Upon full implementation of the program, along with further strategies that will design for urban and small towns water supply in due course, we expect to achieve 0% open defecation and 100% access to improved water supply in Nigeria.
Nigerians are used to so many political statements and projects from their leaders that never saw the light of the day. But this one could be different, with the assurances of development partners like UNICEF. Dr. Nakib Serv was there for UNICEF.
I would like to assure the development partners continued support to the Ministry of Water Resources in the rolling out of the PWASH program, where every child's right to safe water and sanitation is realized by 2030.
Atiku Bagudu, the governor of Kebbi State, also spoke on behalf of other state governors.
A realization of the fact that the water, sanitation and indeed hygiene challenge are not challenges that can be solved individually, but they have to be solved collaboratively. So this is a partnership that all state governors recognize and certainly will key into.
PWASH is a 15-year program designed by the Nigerian government to address the many water problems, especially in rural areas. It's one of the many efforts taken to ensure universal access to safe water for all in Nigeria. The people of Polasa, Raffin in Suleja local government of Niger State and other rural areas are patiently waiting. Till then, Comrade Martins, Aso Radio, Abuja, Radio, Abuja, Radio.